For example, in the aggregation relationship, the class college is made up of one or more students. In aggregation, the contained classes are never totally dependent on the life cycle of this container. Here, the college class will remain even if student is not available. So, in aggregation relationship, the part side of this particular relationship can be mentioned as it's not fully dependent on the whole part, which is called the car. Similarly, in the composition relationship, the composition is special type of aggregation, which denotes the strong ownership between the two classes, when one class is a part of another class. So, in order to model the composition relationship between the two classes, we can use this filled diamond symbol, and its direction will be towards the whole side of this relationship. For example, if college is composed of classes, students, the college could contain many students, while each student belongs to only one college. So if college is not functioning, all the students also removed. So, in order to model the composition relationship, we will take another important and understandable example over here. We have four classes: the person, head, hand, and leg. The person class is the main class, and head, hand, and leg are the part of this main whole class. So there is a strong dependency between all of these classes. How we can define the strong dependency between these classes in a way that a head cannot live without a person. Similarly, the class hand cannot live without a person, and the leg class is again cannot live without the class person. So there is a strong dependency, and in order to model the strong dependency where a part cannot live without the whole, is basically known as composition relationship. In aggregation relationship, the part is not fully dependent on the whole. The engine can live without a complete car, as well as a wheel can live without the whole car. So the type of relationship is basically the aggregation relationship, and the symbol for aggregation will be this hollow diamond symbol towards the main. In composition example, let's we have the two classes A and classes B, and if class A is deleted, mean automatically class B will also be deleted, because there is a strong dependency in class A and B. So the aggregation relationship can be used to indicate a relationship where the child can exist separately from their parent class. The examples are automobile is a parent and the car is the child. So if you delete the automobile, the child class car still exists. So this is basically the aggregation relationship where a child can exist or live without the parent. In the composition class is totally opposite of aggregation relationship. In composition, relationship displays the relationship where the child will never exist without the parent independently. So the example is the house is the parent and room is the child class. Rooms will never separate into a house. So now we will see that how to create a UML class diagram of an ATM system. ATM system is a very simple as customer needs to press some buttons to receive cash. In order to use an ATM, the customer needs to use some specific buttons in order to receive the cash. However, there are multiple security layers that ATM system needs to pass. In order to use the ATM to receive cash, you need to pass the security layers defined by the ATM system. This helps to prevent fraud and provide the cash or the need details to banking software. In ATM system, we will have a number of classes: the bank class, the customer class, the ATM class, the account class, the ATM transaction class, the saving account class, and the current account class. The relationship between the bank and ATM is basically the aggregation relationship where the child can live without the parent class, which is bank. So, the relationship between the customer and the account class with the bank class is again the aggregation relationship in which an account and a customer can live without a bank. So, the relationship between the customer and account class can be modeled using the association relationship and using multiplicity. A customer can have one or two accounts, whereas an account belongs to only one customer. Using an account, the transactions that will be performed will be minimum one to maximum many. So, in order to perform the transaction on a bank account of a customer, we can perform one transaction minimum, or maximum we can perform the number of transactions. The relationship between the account and the current account and saving account is the generalization account, where the account is a parent class and current account and saving account are the child-derived classes. So, in order processing system, there will be two main classes, the customer class and the order class. The customer can make multiple orders and one order belongs to only one customer. The order is basically of two types: the special order, which is used to deliver the items on urgent basis, and the normal order is used to deliver the items in the 7 or 5 working days of a week. So order is basically the journal class, and special order and normal order is basically are the generalized classes, which is also called the subclass 1 and the subclass 2. And the type of relationship between these three classes is basically the generalization relationship, where the child classes are inherited from the parent class. So now we will see this week's task. So the task we will consider in this week is basically you have to draw the complete class diagram of the library management system. In order to model an effective class diagram, you need to identify the set of classes or objects inside the library management system. Then you will consider the relevant attributes and the methods or operations of a single class, and also you will define the visibility types of the attributes and the functions. Then you have to model the relationship between all the identified classes using the generalization relationship, the association relationship, the composition relationship, and the aggregation relationship using the multiplicity. So this was all about today's lecture. Inshallah, we'll see you in the next week lecture. Till then, Allah Hafiz.